Let's
not. Don't tell me what to do. First of all.
All right, I won't. Gavin McInnes. It's wow. Hey, is he wearing a prop? I thought he stepped down.
Fucking balls on this.
I thought he stepped down. Didn't he step down from the pro? Are you trying to get street cred again because you left him high and dry, Gavin?
I didn't even notice that, and that's enraging.
Wait till you see the mental gymnastics on this one. You're gonna love it. So as we all know, two of the Proud Boys got 4 years in jail after they were defending themselves actually from an Antifa attack. That's what happened.
Mm-hmm.
And the judge stood up there and said, "This is basically like 1930s Germany." Whatever.
It's like another show.
Which is a great basis for an appeal. If I was her lawyer, I'd be appealing it right now to show this judge had clear bias. Let's see what Gavin has to say.
Proud Boys Max Hare and John Kinsman were just sentenced to 4 years in prison for defending themselves too much after an Antifa ambush.
But you said, by the way, I can't help but I hate
this man.
You got to admit though, this right here, this text that he used would work a lot better if it was this.
You're right. Oh no.
4 years for fighting. You know what it is? Here, I got it. And I'm going to step down from the Proud Boys, and they're going to go easy on them. I can't see them giving more than 6 months in prison. Whoops. Remember, he said he was stepping down.
He said it was going to help alleviate
He was going to
their
help
legal
the
situation.
boys. He was going to help the boys.
He was doing it for them.
You cannot be civil.
What we've got to do is fight in Congress, fight in the courts, fight in the street.
Their idea is, look, nonviolence hasn't worked, and we are going to try to stop this.
Listen, you're right. Antifa has said that, and they're hitting people. But I remember interviews with Gavin when he was saying, you got to go out there sometimes and fist fight people.
Yes.
Remember, he said that.
He said that.
So and Antifas, I fucking hate them, and they're fucking terrible, and I think they should all be rounded up, and I can't say what I want them to, but just round it up. Gavin wasn't de-escalating any of this violence. Now he's pretending like we were the victims. Dude, I've been to rallies. Let's not fucking pretend.
They were free security for Gavin.
Yeah.
They were free labor for Gavin. They were pay pigs for Gavin. It was a little Gavin cult. And as soon as it got kind of hairy, Gavin was like, I'm fucking out of here. You're on your own. Good luck to you.
You see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station, you get out and you create a crowd, and you push back on them.
When they go low, we kick them. That's what this new Democratic Party is about.
You're taking things outside of look, I hate Eric Holder. I think he's part of the reason the country is where it's at right now. But Eric Holder wasn't talking about hitting people. He was metaphorically talking about, political.
Yeah.
Come on. You don't help your cause when you do that. You know what? There's enough video footage of these Antifa people saying, yeah, you should hit them over the head with a stick and you should fucking beat their asses. There's actual footage of that.
I'm in shock.
You're also in the Proud Boys again.
Just got off the phone with John's wife. She's in shock. They have a newborn, not featured in this picture, who won't know John when he gets out in 4 years. 8 years
but this
combined.
is partially your fault. And you are going to turn this into another opportunity for you to get more people to give you money.
You are the person who said, and we've played the video ad nauseum, that if the reason you were advised to step down depending on which version he tells a few different versions, but you were advised to step down from the Proud Boys because it was going to help out their sentencing, because there was going to be no gang leader to associate it with.
4 and 4 for a brawl, a barroom brawl with 0 victims. The Antifa who picked this fight backed out, insulted the cops, have no injuries. These guys didn't get to face their accusers. There was no accuser. The accuser was the state. It was the DNC. Last year, I did a talk at the Manhattan Republican Club, like I've done many times before, to no reaction in the past. But this time, they needed a reaction. The DNC were about to face the midterms. They were being known as violent. There was jobs not mobs trending, and they needed right-wing violence desperately to fit the narrative. So they picked fights all night. They attacked everyone who came to my speech.
Yes, Antifa people are terrible. We got it. But that doesn't change the fact that you're a fucking bold-faced liar that was trying to cover up your own ass to raise $260,000 for an SPLC lawsuit that is flimsy at best. And nothing's going to come of it, so you get more publicity while you talk about yelling at Polaris because you have a $4 million home. Listen, Gucci Gavin, you can't sit here and pretend to be the fucking victim, living out of the home that you live in, living the life that you live in, talking about how fucking rich you are and how you don't need anybody. But now you're like, you know what? We're the victims. We were out here and we were just minding our P's and Q's. That's not what it is. That's why we said many times about these rallies, everybody there's an asshole.
I also have a sinking suspicion that Gavin started his Defend Gavin campaign against the SPLC at the same time as this, like pretty much on purpose, so that he could muddy the waters, confuse people, and get some of that intended money that was meant for John Kinsman sent to you instead.
Do you listen? Do I think that if these two guys are going to get 4 years, that these fucking Antifa fucks with their mask on shouldn't also be? Of course, they should get jail time.
Of course.
Probably more for inciting it, in my opinion. So this isn't me going, oh, they did. But the point of the fact of the matter is, I feel bad for these guys. I really do for these and I mean that sincerely. I feel bad for them. I feel bad for them that over a typical, like, what really was just a bar fight, you got 4 years in jail, and these things happen all the time. They were making a statement out of you, and that is fucked up. But Gavin, you don't get to say anything about it because you stepped down from the very organization that you're now trying to pretend you've defended this whole time.
This dude is fucking brazen.
You're phony, dude. You're fucking phony, man.
Fucking brazen about it.
You should be standing up on stage with Milo and Jacob Wall. That's what you deserve, the air horn treatment.
Which, by the way, was a comedy show. It was a funny speech.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it funny, but it was a speech.
But within every joke is a tiny revolution. And the
this fucking guy. Oh, I can't with him anymore. Who's still taking this man seriously?
Hey, Proud Boys.
Who's still taking this man seriously?
Hey, Proud Boys that are still fucking listening to this guy or believing this guy, or that are still in this, because there's every time we talk about Gavin, you guys are just fat losers. I want to reiterate, this man stuck a butt plug up his own ass.
Mm-hmm. For the lulz.
Was it a Compound show?
Compound.
On a Compound show. This man
tongue-kissed Milo at the Pulse nightclub like 2 days after a tragic shooting for attention.
For attention.
Clicks.
This man stepped down from the Proud Boys because he said I was going to help these people. And now he's back wearing a Proud Boys shirt.
With more money than he had before this whole thing started.
He has more money. You know who's not going to suffer? Gavin's not suffering.
He made money off of this whole thing.
Yeah.
He continues to make money off of that one incident, while John Kinsman's going to go to jail and not see his kid. That's pretty cool.
Want that because Trump cannot win in 2020. That's what this is all about. It's about Trump and Cuomo and de Blasio manipulating the courts to thwart Trump.
You're right. You know what, Gavin? I am not even in any way am I disagreeing with what you're saying.
But you are the one who put those boys
You are the
danger.
guy. You're the one. Stop trying to spin this, man.
Yeah, you're right. Cuomo and all them, and they're going after Trump, and the libtards. I get it, Gavin. But if Gavin McInnes didn't exist, if you didn't exist, if you didn't create your little street gang, those guys, those specific young men, wouldn't be going to prison right now. The way he pretends like it's this and then this, all these other factors, and they're at war, we're at war here, and these guys are just casualties. You're refusing to admit that you have a role in this. I said this last night on Nightwave. If we started some kind of fucking brawling street gang to be fucking free slaves for us in every town we went to, and then shit went bad and there was a huge street brawl, I would I would feel like shit enough starting my own separate. Hey guys, I'm going to sue the SPLC. So I know they're doing a GoFundMe right now for their legal defenses, but I kind of also need money for this side project I'm working on. And then to see that they go to prison, I would not have been able to sleep last night.
You know,
If would you be able to sleep at night if you knew that one of these people went to jail because you're dumb fuck ass?
Yeah, but he probably has a really nice 1,000 count thread, sheets.
I would have to do so much drinking, which you've been doing.
I mean, somebody says these hosts are faggots. Okay, look.
No, that's fair.
It's fine.
Very fair.
You're right. We're faggots. We're gay and we're Jews and we're whatever you want us to be.
Guess what? But none of our fans are in jail, asshole.
Yeah, yet, as of today,
and not for anything we've
done. That's correct. But it's not even that. I love that these Proud Boys, every time they come at you, it's very similar to the fighter and the kid crowd.
Yeah, the Bears.
Where
the
the Proud Boys are more of the you don't fucking crush brewskis and high five your dogs, and that's what it is, right? How do you justify backing a dude, calling other people faggots when you back a dude, as we said, stuck a butt plug on air,
self-sodomized?
I've never made out with Milo. Have you made out with Milo? No. Have you put a butt plug up your ass?
No.
On camera?
I had to go to a doctor one time, and he had to put something in my butt.
Yeah, that happens. Yeah. The doctor was Milo, but no. But we're not out
a
there
fur-lined doctor's jack coat.
Yeah. We're not fucking using the Proud Boys to be our personal security, and we're faggots. All right, you're right. You know what? We are. These guys are getting 4 years, man. 4 years. One dude has kids, and these same all on this side. Everybody on this side is supposed to be. You got to form a family. You need a strong father figure. You're taking a father away from his goddamn kids for 4 years.
3 kids. Now 4 kids that aren't going to have their dad because of Gavin
McInnes said so.
In 2020, I did my talk. Antifa were violent all night. They were attacking the venue before I even showed up, vandalizing it, threatening violence. They beat the crap out of a reporter, stole his equipment. 0 charges, 0 media attention. 3 guys, Caleb Perkin, Kai Russo, and Finn Barcelona, got away with assault. They got away with felonies that night. No mention of it in the media. At the end of my talk, about 10 Proud Boys were leaving the event, escorted by police. 2 of them, Max and John, were ahead of the crowd. Turned a corner. They were ambushed by 6 Antifa.
And you stayed with them and didn't stand down. And this speech only makes sense in the alternate reality that you've created in your head, Gavin. Yeah, and if you would have stayed and been like, this is fucked up, we're raising money for them right now. The SPLC could fucking wait. All of this money is going to go to their family. You know what? This $260,000 I've raised, all of it's going to their family. Every last little bit. I'm going to fucking take care of these guys. And you know what? I'm not going to step down from the fucking Proud Boys. I didn't do anything wrong. Nobody did anything wrong. These Antifa fucks did something wrong. I'm going to stand my ground. I don't care if it costs me, at the time, my Blaze TV, when Blaze TV bought CRTV, even though it's going to, I don't want it to cost me my Blaze TV thing. He lost his Blaze TV thing even after he stepped down. He was trying to keep his shows. He was trying to keep his paychecks. Gavin looks out for Gavin.
Always.
That's it.
6 individuals circled the block and came 82nd Street, Lexter Park, to try to intercept the group.
6 Antifa ambushed 2 Proud Boys. This was made very clear by the police. The 6 Antifa jumped them, threw a bottle of piss at them. Max ran up, ripped their mask off.
We all saw
then the rest of the Proud Boys came around the corner. 2 of the 6 Antifa ran away. 4 stayed. They got beaten up.
This lie that I keep seeing in the chat. I'm really sorry, but we deal with this lie every time we talk about it. To be fair, Gavin would have gotten RICO'd if he didn't step down. Are you fucking so stupid? Are you retarded?
No, they are. They're that stupid.
They're that dumb.
They're that dumb.
Do you think that if they have a mob boss dead to rights and they're about to RICO him, but then he steps down, they can't still do it?
If they had anything on
people are
Gavin,
so
they would use
stupid.
it on Gavin. Trust me on
These
this.
people are so
No,
dumb.
they are. It's not
Do
worth.
you think if fucking Shredder was out there with the foot soldiers and at the end they're about to arrest him, he goes, "I stepped down from the Foot Clan. Oh man, now we can't get him."
You're not gonna reach them all, dude. At the end of the day, like it's
These people think that the law works like Law and Order SVU. They really believe that. They watch the procedurals and think just because he stepped down,
It's called racketeering. They was gonna bring Gavin in on it.
just because he stepped down, guys, please stop. Even if you fucking hate our guts, I don't care if you hate our guts, but please don't be that stupid. Don't buy whatever he's saying. They weren't going to take any charges up on him. Him stepping down doesn't mean he did not commit those whatever quote unquote crimes.
Yeah, it's a
he
street
committed
gang.
before.
They're called
Jesus
the Proud.
Christ, man.
They're called the Proud Boys. Yeah, they all race
Are you
mix.
fucking retarded?
They all drink beer and race mix and suck each other's dicks.
Right.
They're an international street gang.
Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah, that's right.
These people are so stupid. Like,
They're
they'll
the toughest
believe
street gang in New
anything.
York. They're called the Proud Boys. They worship Israel and Gavin McInnes.
Yeah, what's more real? That by the way, by Gavin's own admission, the New York legal system wanted to take these people down. They did. That is true. They wanted to take. Look at what the judge said. They wanted to make an example out of the fucking Proud Boys.
Jolly Jake is saying once again, Royce Merstrom on your side, but Gavin would have gotten RICO'd. You're a stupid person. You can be on our side and that's fine. You can think that, right? But the consequence of thinking that is that you're a stupid person. There has never been any evidence. Gavin, in his own words, was very careful not to say he would have been RICO'd
If
because
that
he
was the
knows
case, he
that's
would
a
have said it.
provable lie. So, again, Jake, you're either stupid or you're lying, and I want to give you the benefit of the doubt and assume you're stupid. But that's a very stupid thing to think. It's just like he said. If they had evidence already to get him on like the so-called crimes of being a gang leader has already been allegedly committed. They already have that. So there's, like he said, you don't just go, hey, John Gotti, if you promise to step down as the boss, we won't charge you with all these murders. That's not how it works. Your understanding of this is childlike at best, or you're not stupid and you're lying. But there's no way to think that and not be a moron and know nothing about this.
He said in his own words just now that the New York legal system was going after them to make an example out of them. They would have made an example out of him could they have done it. Could they have actually done it? They would have done it. That's what they wanted. That's why the judge was saying, like, and I don't think the responsibility of this falls on these boys, even though I'm still giving them 4 years. Like, I don't think it falls on these boys, but they still got 4 years. So man, if I was their judge, if that was their fucking legal counsel, I'd be appealing that shit so fucking fast. Mm-hmm. It's not going to matter, but I would at least try. They would have gone after him. Let's see. What's more likely? The fact that Blaze TV brought CRTV right around when this happened and Gavin wanted to keep his show? Or was it that he was going to possibly be RICO'd even though there's no evidence to show that? What do you think? What's more likely? Huh? Let's be honest. Gavin cares about fucking Gavin. That's it.
They would have hit him with RICO. Do you know how many RICO charges the federal government proceeds with, if ever? Like they really got it. To me, it's so silly. And by the way, let's say that he did step down because they were going to hit him with RICO. It's still a faggot move, right? That's still gang. Yeah, they were going to charge me to crime, so I had to bail. So even operating on this man's very stupid assumption, it's still a fag
Charlie
move.
Jewett, so Merchant Royce, so why wasn't Gavin brought up on charges? Because they didn't have anything on him.
Because they never have any. They didn't have anything on him from day one.
They don't
or they
have
would have
anything
arrested
on him.
Like what are you not getting about that? He didn't.
Whether he stepped down or not, if they had something on him, they would have
arrested him.
used it on
Yes.
him.
They hate him.
Are you fucking dumb?
Yes. The answer is
by Proud Boys for picking a fight. The police showed up 17 seconds into this silly brawl, and the cops said to Antifa, "Do you?"
The police showed up 17 seconds into this brawl when Gavin. Let me show you guys. Just catch Gavin in his own shit. Gavin just said in his own words 1 minute ago that the Proud Boys were being escorted by police. Now he's trying to infer, how could they show up in 17 seconds? Because you just said they were being escorted by police. He is a master manipulator. He tries to weave and turn every little thing he does. Look, Gavin's a lot of things. I've never called Gavin stupid. Gavin is a master manipulator. He knows how to manipulate people. He knows how to get what he wants out of situations, and that's what he's doing now. He's trying to say, they were escorted by police. Can you believe the police showed up in 17 seconds? I'm surprised it took them that long if they're being escorted by police, Gavin.
You want to press charges? And Antifa said, fuck you, pig. I just got punched in the face like 70 times or something like that. They were pumped, the Proud Boys, after this. At one point, Max yelled, there was fucking 4 of them. He was proud of himself for beating back an ambush. The media spun that into him saying, they were fucking foreigners. De Blasio, Cuomo, the Attorney General, Lanceman, all these municipal politicians started pushing this fake narrative that it was a hate group that were roaming the streets looking for enemies.
Yes!
Yeah,
Agreed.
and that's a bullshit system, and it sucks. It sucks what the system's doing to right-wingers right now. But that's why, as many times as people have asked me, hey, I'm going to go to this rally or something, you got any advice? We have told people from day one, stop being retarded, stop going out, and stop punching people and throwing bottles back at them. Work on your life. Get your life in order. I don't see anybody at these rallies, by the way, who have their own backyards in order. Okay, I don't see a lot of people in this chat room defending, yelling at us about, what about the right? We're being persecuted. I see a lot of you who don't have your own affairs in order. You don't have steady employment, some of you. Some of you aren't focused on school. Some of you aren't focused on building these white families you keep talking about building. You are spending your weekends sending money to guys like this and punching people in the face in the street. Now, I know, having the background of having been involved in shady things before in my life, that when you know you're hot right now and you know that they're going after motherfuckers like you, you dial it the fuck back. You don't get yourself into trouble. So
Fast and Furious was based on Mike. He was a street racer.
I know it's true. It is true. Pink slips, baby, all the time. Just fucking racing.
You have your car.
It's just such an idiot. But yeah, there was time. Like, I know, like, for instance, drug dealers that would drive around smoking blunts, and they would go to jail, and they'd be like, this is bullshit. You know what I mean? And then I know drug dealers, like, when I was involved in that stuff, like, you keep a clean car. You keep a registered car. You keep a car that looks correct, and when they pull you over, you're like, hello, officer. Here's my license and registration. It's called not drawing attention to yourself. If you're being persecuted right now, maybe don't go out and act like a faggot. And in very high-profile situations. Maybe stop acting like retards and giving them every excuse they need to fuck your life up. Stop coming to me with this crying about, but the right is being prosecuted. Yeah, I get it. So maybe stop having rallies. Stop drawing attention to yourself. Stop being faggots.
Just, start living your life a quarter mile at a time.
But you know what I mean? Like, everything they're bitching about, they're not doing anything about it except punching each other. Well, if we punch enough guys, I collect enough points. It's like a punch card. And then eventually, I get a free sub.
Dave & Buster's.
Get a fucking job. Get a fucking girlfriend. Go see a fucking movie on the weekend without a MAGA hat on. Stop being faggots.
That bullshit fake news narrative made it to the courts. And then the courts amplified it. The judge basically called me Hitler and said he's sentencing these guys because it reminds him of 1930s Europe, political brawls in 1930s Europe. He's saying that he has to sentence these guys to prevent World War III.
If only you would have stood up for them and stood your ground. And
if only you'd done literally anything differently than you have.
Except making a video and being a reactionary now and going like, can you believe what they did? Yeah, I can, Gavin. And you knew it was coming or you wouldn't have stepped down.
That's fucking insane. This is pure clown world. The fake news is leading to real sentences. The left picks fights. The left started this.
Yes, the left picks fights.
They
We
started
know.
it, but they started it.
And the system is fucked up. And you know what it is? It's not like this happened in fucking Armadillo, Texas. You know, where it'd be like, fuck the Antifa people. They start. You go to these liberal meccas. We've brought this up on the show before, right? You go to these liberal meccas. You go to fucking New York City. You go to San Francisco. You go to Portland. You go to Seattle. You go to these liberal meccas where you see every single day that their mayor doesn't give a fuck. They're fucking corrupt. They want to take you down. They hate Trump and they hate you. And you go there and then you do one thing and they come down on you. Then you do the surprise Pikachu face. Like, huh? If you know it happens all the time, don't send these people out there to fucking be your fucking roving bodyguards on the street, Gavin. Antifa's full of shit. They're crap. You know what makes Antifa powerless? Not going to places where Antifa lives all the time. That's why I don't like the Patriot Prayer shit, man. They show up to fucking Portland, which is already a fallen city, right? Like, it's a fucking, we've lost that city. They show up in Portland, and you don't fucking see Antifa showing up in fucking rural Kentucky. You know? They get fucking beat up, and the sheriff will be like, well, I don't know what to tell you. I didn't see nothing.
That's exactly basically it, yeah.
That's you're looking for this,
and maybe follow the law. Like, I'm sorry, but this whole fist fighting in the streets thing, and then you always have some mental gym. But they started it. They started it. You know what happens to me if I'm on the L train and some black guy hits me with a fucking brick and takes my phone?
Right.
I go find the nearest metro officer and I go, "Excuse me, officer, a black guy in a bubble coat and some Timbs just hit me with a brick and took my phone."
Timberland?
I'd like to file a report, please. And that's it. Do that. But you're literally, you guys keep getting baited into these traps, falling for it, and then going, but what about me though? And it's like, how many times is it going to happen to you, you fucking retard, before you stop? How many times does somebody have to fall for the same basic trick before I have to stop feeling bad for them? How many times do you're not sure? What about all those heroes? What about our political prisoners who were in prison right now because all they wanted to do was punch communists in the face? Well, that's what you go around punching people in the face and you go to jail. I haven't been to jail in a long time.
It is crazy, and here's what you got to understand. If you leave these fucking Antifa people alone, what's the environmental group, the Environmental Action Now group or whatever that totally
Extinction Rebellion,
yeah, whatever that fucking bullshit is. If you leave people to their own devices, you don't need Proud Boys roaming the streets. The everyday Joe, like what happened when they blocked the traffic, is gonna go, get the fucking sign out of here. We're gonna move. Every time you engage them, then you give this weird SJW Soros funded left to go, we're evil, but they're evil too. Look at what they did. And they'll point out every Heather Heyer and every Antifa person getting hit to every 500 things that Antifa's done. They control the narrative. Guys, you're treating this like we still live. I think this is important. You're treating this like we still live in a fair society. We don't. You guys are acting like this is the fucking...
They're acting like babies.
Yeah.
To be honest with you,
Yeah.
they're acting like babies.
Yeah, you're acting like this is still a fair society. This isn't fair.
You're acting like the kid that got a slightly smaller cupcake
Yeah.
from your parents, and the other kid got a slightly bigger cupcake because they were fresh. And now you're whining and kicking and screaming on the floor because your little brother's cupcake was slightly bigger. That's life.
But not even that. My point is, like, we've gone past that. Look, we already understand... To pretend like the left doesn't control the media, you're being naive, right? They do control all of it, every aspect of it. They control the narrative. They control DC. They control the intelligence agencies. They control everything. We're long gone. You guys are still acting like I can't believe that. I can believe they did that because they keep doing it. They literally murdered Jeffrey Epstein 2 months ago, and nobody's talking about it.
You people aren't.
Do you
doing a
think
fucking
this
thing
is
about
unfair?
that. Yeah, they're not. You're not out marching about that. You're not out having your fucking. Where's the big Jeffrey Epstein protest? It's not, because everything you do you people that are involved in these events. You're all self-aggrandizing. You're all just looking for an excuse to put your fucking cluster B personality disorders on display for the world to see in your little live streams and plug your little Patreons. Lou Kelleny in the chat says, so you morons don't give a shit about freedom. Freedom's one thing, but your freedom to, like I said, display your cluster B personality disorders in live streams every day in the streets, it's wearing on people. It's grating. Where's the Jeffrey Epstein protest? Nobody gives a fuck about that because you don't actually give a shit about freedom, Leo. You don't. You give a fuck about you. And you like to go down and see the little exciting things going on when people like Joey Gibson and Kim Sorgente and Bass Stickman and Gavin McInnes, all these fucking people are out making everyone look bad. And you'll make excuses for it because, man, he's so fucking based. I met him outside of CPAC one time. He's so fucking cool. You're all losers. It's 2019. Okay, we've had no rest between political cycles because you're all losers, because none of you can come up with any original ideas. Everyone wants to be famous and go viral, and the easiest fucking route to that nowadays is a street brawl in the streets with a fucking political outlet. That's all it is now. You're all full of shit. If you cared about freedom, you would be out enjoying some of the last ones you have left, not spending your Saturday afternoons not seeing your kids, Kim Sorgente, and punching Antifa college kids in the face. If you think that's freedom, you're not living your best life, and you should fucking be done with it.
It's not like nothing. It's not like something good ever comes after these fucking brawls. Nothing good ever comes from it. It's not about not having freedom. All right, you have freedom. You do. Go do what you want. But then when you exercise your freedoms in a fucking lefty state like New York, I hate what they did to these guys, and they gave them 4 years. But technically speaking, it was all under the letter of the law. There was mandatory minimums. The prosecutor said this is how much it was. Everything stuck. So I do care about freedom, but then you can't flip out when you get into a fight and they catch you. It's like if you're fucking speeding down the goddamn highway and there's a guy that's going faster than you, but they pull you over. You're speeding too, but they pull you over for the ticket. You still were speeding, right? You're still. If you're gonna tell me one example. Give me one example of fucking Joey Gibson going out to fucking Portland. Give me one example of something positive that has come from it, that it's helped our freedoms, helped a movement, or helped anything. Give me an example. Most of the people in Patriot Prayer can't even fucking stand each other. So explain to me how this has benefited anybody. Tell me. You're marching, you're doing all this. How has this helped anybody? You have the freedom to do it, but I have the freedom to fucking tell you it's stupid, it's not helping, it's dumb, and there's better ways to get the fucking point across of how shitty the left is, and that's not by becoming the left and doing what they do, you fucking morons. Sorry.
It's tiring, man. It's disheartening to see how many of these people are just so retarded. They're never going to let go of this. It's going to be a constant retaliatory cycle. Like, they're going to see this as, and it's, as I look at the chat, I realize we're arguing with literal autistics and reprobates and degenerate retards, because you can't, like, even now this Leo guy's saying 4 years for getting into a fight. Are you guys serious? Have at any point we've said that we approved of the sentencing?
Are you kidding me?
We talked about the judge. We've talked about how bullshit it is, but you don't want to hear that part because, Leo, again, and I know I said this, you're a literal retard. You're not, like, the things that some of these people are saying is so indicative of, like, just they all, you know what it is?
I
man?
said from the beginning, since this was announced, how fucked up it was, and we also watched yesterday's clip. We talked about how terrible today too of the judge saying that it's Nazi Germany. All of that, it's wrong. Yeah, I think it's fucked up. Yeah, I think what the legal system did was fucked up. But my point earlier was, they still used the legal system to do it. It wasn't an extraordinary thing that they did.
And also, again, when I pointed this out last night, they knew what they were going into, And this John guy has 3 now, 4 kids. So let's not forget that despite the fact that the sentence is excessive, despite the fact that the fucking judge was an activist trying to get their little 2 seconds of fame, despite the fact that Gavin manipulated these guys into fucking his pay pigs into going to actual jail for him, John Kinsman is also at fault here for leaving his 3 children at home that night to go get into political street brawls with his drinking buddies. So I want to say something here. Everyone in this situation is terrible. Okay? Everyone is a terrible person, including Gavin, including you, Leo, including me and Royce. The only difference is me and Royce aren't fucking begging for money to sue fucking people, and me and Royce are not asking anybody to go to fucking prison for us. That's the difference. So stop with this left-right bullshit. Stop thinking you're right. Because honestly, all of you are embarrassing. Everyone. We're embarrassing sometimes. Stop thinking you're right. Most of you are 102 IQ trash. Just go live a good life. Save up. Go on a vacation next summer. Go on a cruise. Get your dick sucked. But don't go to prison for fucking guys like this who live in Larchmont and live on your paywall money.
Yep.
Stop doing it. Think for yourself. You want to hate us too? Go ahead. But stop being so stupid and thinking that this man was going to get RICO or he's a hero or he came all the way here from Canada and found advice so he could save us from ourselves. Stop it. Seriously. Fucking break free from this shit. Do yourself that favor before the fucking holidays come and you're still this person going, but the fucking communists, they started it. If you're doing that shit at fucking Christmas and Thanksgiving time, just fucking pack it up because I'm embarrassed for you.